Spirit warriors, listen up. What they meant for evil just turned into your crown. Stay tuned, this one's for the history books. Have you ever found yourself the center of gossip, lies, and twisted rumors, only to watch the tables turn right before your eyes? Let me tell you about a chosen one named Eliana, a quiet soul, radiant in her energy, powerful in her silence. She didn't walk around boasting or battling, she just lived with purpose. But her light disturbed the demons in others. Coworkers started whispering behind her back. Old friends vanished. Family members accused her of changing. They painted her as arrogant, cold, or delusional, when all she did was rise. But the twist? That gossip became a spotlight. People started to notice something deeper, something sacred about her. And one by one, those who once judged her started defending her. They saw her fruits, they saw the strength, they saw the truth. And the haters? Exposed, isolated. Eliana? Elevated, celebrated. Sound familiar? Spirit warriors, the most dangerous thing you can be in this world is unapologetically you. And for chosen ones, that authenticity threatens the fake world around you. So why does the hate always backfire? Why does every whisper against you end up being an announcement of your anointing? And why are people finally ditching the haters who once had all the influence? Chosen ones, this video will awaken something in you. We're diving into 7 reasons why their nasty gossip not only failed, but paved the way for your celebration. From spiritual elevation to karmic reversals, we're going all in. So stay with me till the end. You'll need every truth bomb in this divine download. As it says in Isaiah 54:17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be condemned." Now let's break this down. Point 1. The truth always outshines the lie. They can whisper, they can spin, and they can twist your every word like they're trying to publish a best-selling novel of fiction. But chosen ones, here's the unshakable truth. Lies may travel fast, but truth takes root. And when something is rooted, it grows. You see, lies are like rotten fruit left out in the sun, shiny for a moment, but eventually they decay, smell, and reveal their true nature. The people spreading them think they're planting seeds of doubt, but all they're doing is dropping spoiled apples, jealousy, bitterness, contradiction. Meanwhile, you're growing an entire orchard of peace, wisdom, resilience, and undeniable blessings. At first, the noise can be loud. Gossip dressed up as gospel tends to turn heads. People might raise eyebrows, jump to conclusions, or silently judge from afar. But over time, something happens. People begin to notice what's not adding up. Wait, she's always been calm. I've never seen her act like that. Why does she still carry herself with kindness? They see your consistency, your grace under fire, your refusal to clap back or stoop low. And that's when the facade begins to crumble. You didn't need to defend yourself. Truth did the heavy lifting for you. Psychologists call this the illusion of truth effect, the idea that repeated lies seem believable until challenged by consistent truth. And your life, chosen one, is that truth in action. While others were busy crafting narratives, you were building character. Your blessings begin to speak louder than their bitterness ever could. And here's where it gets divine. God doesn't just let your enemies lie, He lets them build a stage. He lets them decorate it with pride and performance, thinking they're the stars. But guess what? That stage is yours. When the curtains rise, it's not their drama that steals the spotlight. It's your elevation. Their lies become the lighting that reveals your truth. So don't get distracted by the noise. Let the rotten fruit fall. You keep growing, keep glowing, and let your blessings speak. Eventually, even the people who once believed the rumors will come back humbled, eyes wide open, saying, "I was wrong about you." And by then you won't even need the apology, because you'll be too busy harvesting the fruit of faith, favor, and forward motion. Point 2. Gossip is a reverse prayer. Every time someone slanders you, they unknowingly do you a favor. It sounds wild, but it's true. Slander is a strange kind of marketing. When people gossip, they're essentially giving you free publicity. The more they try to tear you down behind your back, the more others start to wonder, who is this person they're so obsessed with? Curiosity is human nature. The louder your name echoes in whispered conversations, the more attention you attract. And here's the twist. People may come with judgment, fueled by someone else's bitterness, but many end up leaving with admiration after they encounter you themselves. Why? Because the chosen ones carry something deeper than charm or surface success. They carry divine energy, a spiritual presence that speaks louder than words and more powerfully than any rumor. You walk into a room and people feel you before they even see you. That's not charisma, it's calling. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. That's why slander doesn't stick. Your energy, your presence, your purpose, it burns too bright for lies to cast a shadow. Science has even touched on this. The Streisand effect is a psychological phenomenon where attempts to hide or discredit something only make people more interested in it. The more someone tries to keep others away from you with slander, the more attention they unintentionally drive your way. People want to see what all the noise is about, and when they do, they discover a soul unlike any other. A soul marked by resilience, mystery, grace, and a strength that doesn't need to shout to be felt. And while your critics speak with venom, trying to poison your name, the universe has a funny way of flipping the script. Those very same conversations meant to harm you become the seed of your reputation, your magnetism, your influence. The slanderers? They're left in the dust, stunned when they realize their attempts to break you only built you up more in the eyes of others. So don't shrink, don't lash out. Don't waste your breath trying to defend yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Just keep shining. Because when the light is divine, no amount of darkness can dim it. Let them speak. The universe is rearranging the room, so your name is now being spoken. But this time, with awe. Point 3. People are tired of toxicity. Let's be real. The world is changing, rapidly. And not just in terms of technology or fashion trends, but on a deeper, energetic level. People are waking up to themselves, their patterns, and the energy they allow in their space. The low vibrations that once dominated, gossip, envy, bitterness, hate, are starting to feel heavy, outdated, even toxic. It's like spiritual junk food, addictive at first, but eventually leaves people tired, drained, and unfulfilled. So, in this new age of awareness, something profound is happening. People are beginning to crave authenticity, peace, and spiritual alignment more than the drama. Now picture this. There's a group of people constantly trash-talking someone. They throw shade, make jokes, start rumors. But that someone never claps back, never engages, never lowers their frequency. Instead, they keep glowing, growing, and going about their life. That's when the shift happens. The audience, the ones watching it all unfold, start to notice. And what they see is undeniable. The light, the calm, the dignity, the presence. That someone is you, chosen one. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to defend yourself when your energy speaks louder than words ever could. Because here's the truth. Light always reveals darkness. When you walk in truth and peace, it makes people uncomfortable, especially those operating from jealousy or fear. But it also draws in those who are ready to evolve. They begin to see the contrast. One side is loud, bitter, and draining. The other is calm, wise, and magnetic. And suddenly people begin to distance themselves from the noise. Even the haters' own followers, once entertained by drama, start to feel spiritually empty. So they unsubscribe, not just from a channel, but from the whole negative frequency. And what do they do next? They come looking for you. Not because you begged for attention, not because you shouted to be heard, but because you stayed consistent. You stayed real. You held the line when it would have been easier to lash out. You led with love when they came with knives, and that is what shifts atmospheres. You don't need to prove anything, chosen one. Just keep shining. They see you. They feel you. And the world, it's catching up to your light. Point 4. God prepares a table in front of them. Let's take it back to the word. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. Now that's not just poetry. That's a divine promise with dramatic flair. This isn't about quiet, tucked-away blessings that show up in secret. No, this is God rolling out the red carpet and setting a royal feast in full view of those who once doubted, dismissed, and even despised you. It's not revenge, it's revelation. It's not about rubbing success in their faces. It's about God demonstrating what happens when favor meets faith. See, when you're chosen, your journey isn't always neat. The very people who mocked your struggle will be front-row spectators to your triumph. Not by your hand, but by His. That's what makes it powerful. It's not petty, it's providential. The same ones who whispered behind your back, they'll be forced to witness your front and center elevation. Why? Because your glow-up was never meant to be subtle. It's meant to be seen. It's meant to testify. It's meant to show what God can do with a soul that didn't fold under pressure. And let's not forget the audience. Oh yes, the audience is watching closely. People are switching seats, switching sides. Suddenly those who are quick to doubt you are clapping the loudest. Why? Because undeniable success is magnetic. Even your enemies will start to marvel. Your consistency, your resilience, your refusal to bow, those qualities speak volumes. And when the blessings begin to pour in, they won't be hidden behind the curtain. They'll be paraded like a grand finale on the stage of divine justice. But here's the kicker. While they're watching, you're not focused on them. You're focused on purpose. You're moving, building, expanding. That's the real power. Your success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving your calling right. It's about alignment, not attention. Your rise doesn't need applause to be valid. It's already ordained. So, chosen ones, walk confidently. You don't need revenge when you have revelation. Your table is being set. The seats are filling up, and every eye that tried to tear you down will soon witness what grace looks like in motion. Spiritual justice doesn't shout, it shines. Point 5. You're walking proof of divine protection. Here's what really sends chills down the spines of your haters. They threw dirt on your name, and you didn't just survive, you bloomed. Like a seed buried deep, they thought you were done. But instead of clapping back or matching their energy, you did something far more powerful. You stayed silent and let God handle it. And look what happened. He did. Every lie whispered in dark corners eventually faded. Every rumor meant to stain your character only highlighted your resilience. While they wasted time trying to dim your light, you were quietly growing, glowing, and being covered in grace. There's something unshakable about people who walk in integrity while others scheme. It rattles those who operate in deceit because your refusal to retaliate exposes their character without you saying a word. Spirit warriors, what they meant for your downfall became your divine defense. When that door slammed shut, God opened one with your name on it. When they tried to exclude you, heaven marked you as chosen. When they slandered you, it became free advertisement for your glow-up. You didn't have to stoop low, because grace lifted you higher. This is spiritual law in motion. No weapon formed against you shall prosper isn't just a comforting quote, it's a fact. Psychologically, people tend to respect those who endure adversity without bitterness. Research in moral psychology even shows that observers admire individuals who exhibit grace under fire. Your calm was not weakness, it was wisdom. And now the same people who laughed behind your back are baffled. Why? Because the gossip had an expiration date, but your anointing doesn't. You've become walking proof that favor follows the faithful, that no matter how fierce the attacks, spiritual authority cannot be faked or broken. That's why the whispers died down. That's why your name still holds weight. Because when someone's character is rooted in truth, even lies lose their power over time. So don't let it shake you when people plot. Let them watch. Let them learn. Because the real flex isn't revenge. It's rising anyway. And that, spirit warrior, is what unnerves them the most. You didn't just survive. You were sustained, strengthened, and sanctified right in front of their eyes. Point 6. Your presence reveals their insecurity. Let's dive into the psychology behind gossip, because, believe it or not, it's rarely about you. It's about them. Gossip is often nothing more than projection dressed up in petty words. Think about it. When someone sees your light, your confidence, your peace, your growth, it can awaken something uncomfortable inside them. It exposes their own insecurities. Your success becomes a mirror reflecting back their stagnation. Your calmness reminds them of the chaos they're refusing to confront. And instead of dealing with their pain, They attack what's making them uncomfortable. You. That's where gossip comes in. It becomes their way of reclaiming control. By putting you down, mocking your intentions, or distorting your story, they create an illusion of superiority. Psychologists call this downward social comparison. It's when people try to feel better about themselves by dragging someone else lower. But the irony? That tactic eventually collapses on itself. Because when someone is constantly talking about you, especially when you're not even in the room, it starts to look obsessive. And in today's world, people are waking up. They're becoming more emotionally intelligent. They start to recognize when gossip is coming from a place of envy, not truth. So while they're busy whispering behind closed doors, you're out there building, evolving, healing, glowing up. You become untouchable, not because you're perfect, but because you've mastered the art of focusing inward. And that makes you magnetic. People begin to notice your energy, your discipline, your results. And slowly, the gossiper's narrative falls apart. The truth doesn't always need to shout. Sometimes it just needs time. You, chosen one, are not here to play small so others feel comfortable. Your light was never meant to be dimmed. You're a walking mirror, and not everyone is ready to face their reflection. But that's not your burden to carry. Your job isn't to correct every rumor or defend every lie. Your job is to keep rising, to stay aligned, to grow louder with your silence and stronger with your purpose. Because eventually, even the ones who gossiped will have to admit to themselves and others that you were never the problem. You were the lesson. And some people just weren't ready for it. Point 7. You were never meant to fit in, you were meant to stand out. Chosen ones, lean in for this one. Because it's not just a quote, it's a truth you need to wear like armor. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. You were never meant to blend in. You weren't designed to dim your light to comfort those still stuck in their shadows. You were born to blaze. That means you disrupt, you challenge, you awaken things in people, and not everyone is ready for that. You weren't sent here to be liked by the masses. You were sent to lead with truth. Walk in purpose and stir the atmosphere. So when you feel like you don't fit in, it's because you were never supposed to. You're the blueprint, not the copy. Let's talk about the gossip, the whispers, the lies, the eye rolls behind your back. That wasn't just random drama. That was an initiation. Every chosen one goes through it. You had to be lied on so the truth could separate you. You had to be misunderstood so that your clarity would carry divine weight. You had to be rejected so that when your moment came, only the ones meant for your table would still be standing. It's spiritual pruning. Those moments of betrayal and slander, God was just clearing the path so you could walk it without noise or clutter. When people doubted you, they were really doubting what God put in you. That's why their disbelief didn't stop your destiny. Instead, it ignited it. Doubt didn't delay your confirmation, it activated it. And the mockery, it was the background music to your breakthrough, because now your authenticity is roaring. Louder than words, louder than lies, louder than every room you were once left out of. And now, watch this, the same people who tried to cancel you, who twisted your name and threw dirt on your legacy, they're tuned in, eyes wide, mouths shut. Why? Because you've become uncancelable. Not because of popularity, but because your purpose doesn't rely on public opinion. Because divine favor is your covering, and truth is your anchor. So walk boldly, chosen one. Their regret is not your revenge, your rise is. And when you blaze through, don't shrink. Shine, because you were never meant to blend. You were born to burn bright. Spirit warriors, this is your season of revelation. The lies didn't break you, they built you. The gossip didn't stain you, it spotlighted you. And the people, they're not just watching anymore. They're clapping, they're following, they're thanking God they finally saw the truth. Let them talk, let them spin, because while they gossip, you glow. Remember, you were never made to be hidden. Your crown is showing, and this time, even your enemies are being forced to witness your rise. So stay humble, stay prayerful, and above all, stay chosen. Until next time, keep walking in the light. Your elevation is already echoing.